Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this is about the absolutely fantastic BluGuitar 100-watt tube amplifiers, the standard and the Iridium edition. So yeah, the song you heard, I came up with it immediately after I plugged my guitar into the amp. My old Tokai, made in Japan, EMG 5766 pickups, goes to my pedal board where I have Bass SD1 on into the Iridium edition. And I've done a lot of videos about amplifiers and stuff, and most of the time I compare them to my bad boy, and usually they always can't keep up because the bad boy is the bad boy. But when I tried this, it's on the classic setting, like the JCM800 setting. I needed to check my ears, my head, because it felt like coming home. It felt like when I plug my guitar into my trusty old bad boy, boosted with SD1. I have played this now a couple of days because I didn't want to do this immediately because I was so blown away. And I'm still. It's like, come on. So, listen, I'm gonna do immediate comparison. SD1 on, then the pedal board, the signal goes to the KHE amp switcher, then it goes to these two BluGuitar amps, my 800, 5150, Plexi, back to this, and then to Sir Reactive Load, where I have my signature Valovirtuous impulse response from Jens Bogren's new Bleed and Clean IR pack. And I mean, this is loud as F2. I'm gonna show you later with a cabinet, because check it out. So, I'm not gonna even tell you what I'm playing now. don't know how well this translates to you, but I'm monitoring myself with my generic speakers, and like Mr. Thomas Blug, I think you're a genius. You have captured the bad boy into this thing. Like, so. This is the bad boy. Like, are you kidding me? It's okay. So, well, you heard it. So this is a 100-watt tube amp. This uses this nanotube technology, because I mean, these tube amps, it's a 50s, 60s design. Because then back in the day, there wasn't really any like PA, so the amp has to be really loud because that's what the audience heard. I mean, nowadays you mic the cab, it's coming from big PA, it doesn't really matter. It can be a 10 watt amp, whatever it will be. Everybody will hear it. So, according to Thomas, he thought that, you know, there's gotta be some other way. And I briefly did some research and read the manuals. So this is the nanotube technology, it's a Russian technology. So there is this small tube, which basically lasts, well, not forever, but human lifetime. And this is a 100-watt tube amp. It's not emulation, it's not simulation, it's not Kemper, Helix, whatever, modeling. This is real 100-watt tube amp. And I can tell you that it feels so good to play. And it's simple. I mean, I don't like the modeling, the modern stuff, you know, you go program this and that, and the less knobs, the less options, the better, because it's everything, you know, it's here. So it has bass, middle, treble, and what's cool is this bass knob is also, it affects resonance. Because as you may know, bass, when you turn it on an amp, it's a certain frequency that the amp designer has designed. And same with treble. But resonance and presence controls are like a global, like these low lift shelves. So the more treble you dial, the more it adds the presence, the high shelf. And the same with the bass, the more it adds the resonance. Simple middle, there's reverb, I have it off. Then there's noise gate, I have it off. There's metal, which is really tight, soft, which is, well, softer, it lets the signal through more easily. And then there's tone control, so you can kind of set the overall like feel and tone of the amp. So I have the classic channel, it's pretty much maxed the tone, because I wanted to match it with this, because this is really aggressive. But you can make it like a darker, a little bit darker, and you know, and even a bit brighter. 4 channels, modern, classic, vintage, clean. Let's check out the clean channel and chorus. It's great. It's kind of like my TSL clean. The vintage, because this is like a little bit modern version of this one. The vintage channel, I think it's kind of meant to be as a Plexi, but that's not. It's almost like the classic channel, just a little bit softer. And then the modern channel. I have no boost, let's add overdrive. There's so much gain. But it's modern, really tight, a little bit Engel style. Probably this demonstration wasn't as good because I'm so excited about the classic channel. Because it's my bad boy. Okay, then the other version, so this was made after this standard version because people wanted a little bit more modern, more different sound. Because the bad boy is quite exceptional. So this classic channel on this one is it's like that. Maybe a little bit different, I don't know, but I can't hear when I'm, here monitoring myself playing quite loud. So then this one, let's switch to this. And well, the clean is again really good. And the classic, that's kind of like well, I haven't dialed this now to this channel. I dialed this to this vintage channel, which is pretty much like Plexi. Okay, then Plexi. Plexi is a little bit more buttery. I mean, the 50 watt, but man. Okay, then let me hook these up to the cabinet. I need to use the BluGuitar. So I will connect BluGuitar to the KHE because I wanna show you that they are as loud as my 800s. Okay, so now that BluGuitar here is 2 cab outs. The other one goes to the SIR, which I'm not using now. The other one goes to the BluGuitar, which is there, video picture. And then it goes to the cabinet. I'm not using this mic now, so you will hear the guitars via this, like how it's here in the room. And the BluGuitar is barely open. So that was a classic channel on the Iridium. Then let's switch to 800. So this is 7, so there's quite a lot of more volume on tap, and the BluGuitar is barely open, so it reduces the volume like 90%. So these are really loud. They are as loud as these 800s. And there's a rec out, there's a cab sim. I tried that. It's like usual. I don't know what it is, but always these cab sims, no matter the device, I don't like them. Maybe again because this is a tube amp, so it reacts, it sounds a lot better when it's connected to a cabinet or a good reactive load like the SIR, because the interaction between amplifier and cabinet is part of how the amplifier behaves. But you don't have to, because of the nanotube technology, you don't necessarily have to use this with a load, with a cab or reactive load. So you could basically play with your headphones. I mean, the impulse response, it was okay, but not as good sounding as with the reactive load and with the BluGuitar impulse responses. Yeah, what can I say? You can connect full switch, whatever in there, but this is awesome. I really feel like I would play with my 800s. The first time I picked this, like I said, I needed to check that, because I had all these on, that hey, wait a minute, am I on the 800? No, it's this one. There's boost, so it's kind of like a tube screamer. You can adjust the level of the boost. It was a little bit soft to my taste. I think it's kind of like 808, but I like SD1 with the, it works with Marshalls and it works really well with this classic channel, which is 800. It works a little bit better with this modern channel. I'm not gonna go through all the sounds and stuff. There's plenty of videos on YouTube, because the best sound for me, the feeling, is the bad boy. And it's here. I mean, this is like 800. A real tube amplifier, not an emulation, nothing. Simple to use. There's no, programmable whatever presets and screens. I just want to plug in and play. And with this you can do. I'm not sure how good a review this was, because I'm so excited. I want to get back to play and write some stuff. But if you have a chance, check these out. This is more vintage. It has modern, classic, vintage, clean channels. They both have. On this one, the vintage sounded better than on this one. On this one, the classic and the modern sounded better, and the cleans were. I like them both. I think they were pretty much the same. Fantastic. Hey, thanks for watching. Sorry if I'm too excited. Gotta go now and play. See you next time. Take care. Bye.